The first story is posted by u/TGOTR, actually called The Cops on Me. I do freelance at work for people, and that oftentimes requires building a computer. I get a message from someone, at the time I thought was a friend, asking me to build a computer for him. I help him pick out the parts. It came out to a couple thousand. Told him he could pay up front, or he could pay in installments, and got the computer when he was done. We have a verbal contract that he was going to pay up, so I put the machine on a credit card, knowing he'd pay. I'd pay off the card, and I'd pocket the extra I charge for labor and time. A week later, it's set up and he is refusing to pay, saying that, since I am not a legit business, because I don't have a brick and mortar location, I am not a real business. So he doesn't have to pay. I tell him it's waiting for him to pay, if not I'd sell it to someone else. A couple hours later, police cars show up, and they intend to arrest me for stolen property. Answered the door, and cops put me in cuffs. They went to confiscate the machine, and I pushed the issue and said the evidence was on my phone. I let them go through my phone. We Saturday down, they uncuffed me. And I made some coffee for them. While they sifted those stuff, they could see me from the room they were in. They apologized for the misunderstanding and left. Apparently the beggar was cited for misuse of 911. I ended up parting out the system to recoup the costs. On to the second story written by u/Bunshun. My sister needed a job. My sister, unqualified, is looking for a job. She's open to anything. She's broke, hasn't paid her rent in a month, and is borrowing money from my mother, which she has no way of paying back. I know there's a few openings available at work, so I speak to the CEO and put in a good word in the hope she will get a job and stop taking money from my mother. My sister gets offered a community-based job, full-time, 40 hours, paying about $24 an hour, above average wage in my country. She's offered flexible hours to work around her kids, and she can bring them to work after school. So she doesn't have to pay child care. Free healthcare is also included, as there is a clinic on site, amongst other perks. Overall, a great place to work. In true form, my sister questions the salary and requests an hourly rate of between $30 and $36 per hour, as working in the community is a hard job. This is more than even my boss gets paid. She then requests to work only 6-hour days instead of 8-hour days because she doesn't think she can make full-time hours work. The CEO declines her requests. She emails him saying she feels she is worth more and has other opportunities elsewhere. And now she still HSNet got a job. I'm humiliated that I put my name out there for it, and that despite her begging for any good job opportunity, she still managed to screw it up. On to the third story shared by u/Rip Trousers. Lady wants a free pizza, then refuses it. I used to work at a little pizzeria, and after a busy night, we'd sometimes end up with a couple of mistake pizzas that we couldn't sell, sitting on top of the oven, like if the cook accidentally put on the wrong toppings, or a slightly burned pizza. Stuff like that. Well, one night, about 20 minutes before closing, a lady comes in and proceeds to tell me a sob story about her and her son being stranded and hungry, having nothing to eat all day. And can I give her a free pizza? Me, you're in luck. I actually do have an extra pizza tonight, and you can have it. Lady, can I see it? Me, taking the pizza box off the oven and showing her a perfectly fine pepperoni and mushroom pizza. Lady, it's got mushrooms on it. Me, surprised she's being picky. I guess so. Lady, can you make me a different pizza? Me, not for free. If you want a pizza to order, I have to charge you for it. Lady, but I don't have any money. Me, so take this free one then. Lady, but I don't like mushrooms. Me, you can pick them off. Lady, making a disgusted face. I don't want that one. Can't you give me anything else? Me, sorry, this is the only thing I can give you for free. Then she makes an angry sigh and just walks out. DOE take the pizza. I guess they weren't that hungry. On to the fourth story shared by u/Pandaland28. You divided by Pandaland28. Got greedy, got nothing. Was in a UK supermarket, waiting in line for the self-scanning checkouts. Was about from the front of the queue. Due to technical difficulties, contactless payments were down. In UK you can pay by tapping your card or phone on the card machine. And you had to insert your card in the machine and enter your PIN or pay cash. A guy, mid to late 20 seconds, at one of the registers, had only brought his phone, as he was going to use contactless to pay. so wasn't able to pay for his groceries, which came to a grand total of £2.50. About $3. I am a big believer of paying it forward and karma. So being the good person that I am, I stepped forward and offered to pay. The choosy beggar then says that he actually need a few other bits. So could I wait while he goes to get them? I say okay, thinking it might be 1 or 2 more items, but he brings a whole basket full of groceries, including beer. That would have cost at least £50. I tell him that I'm only paying for the original 2 items, and he responds with it's all or nothing. After some painstaking deliberation, I told him that I would have to go with nothing, paid for my shopping and left. It's been a week, and I'm still in shock that he thought I was going to pay for all his groceries. When he said he needed to get a few bits, clarification, bits means items. I was taken back, but he had walked off before I could reply. I waited about 10 minutes, because that's what the Good Samaritan in me thought was the right thing to do. I didn't feel right offering to pay and then walking away. I did after he came back though. What is wrong with people? The dude tried to threaten Opus when he is clearly in a huge disadvantage. I love it how the beggar thought it's like some great loss to Opus and playing hardball. On to the 5th story shared by you/Lache. You, Latch, lady I sold air mattress to, came back a year later to ask for a refund. When I moved in with my now husband, I decided to sell my air mattress since we now had a guest bedroom with a real bed. I posted it on Nextdoor before I realized my local Nextdoor was an utter crap show. I'd had the air mattress for a year or 2, only used it twice, and bought it for $175, so I listed it for $50. I also put in the listing that I'd never had any issues with it. True. A woman emailed me and asked me if she could come see it. I agreed, and she asked me to make sure it was set up so she could check it out. Fair enough. I inflated it and was ready when she arrived. She spent no less than 25 minutes testing it out, lying on it, rolling around, asking me to be quiet so she could listen for air leaks. All was good, and I again told her I'd never had any issues with it, but had only used it twice. After 30 minutes of watching her writhe in my living room, she said she would take it, but only had $30. I told her again what I had paid for it, and that I wouldn't take less than $50. She told me a long story about her limited income, and how it was used, and I wouldn't get somebody to pay that much, etc. I refused to budge, and she grumpily went home to get more money. I took it, gave her the mattress. She left. I praised the good Lord. I would never have contact with her again. Right? Wrong. Over a year later, I'm at work, and my cell phone rings. I pick it up and here's the conversation. Me, hello. Crazy lady, CL. Hi, this is CL. Me, I'm sorry, who? CL, it's CL. You sold me an air mattress a while ago. Me, okay. Can I help you? CL, actually, yeah. Once I bought the air mattress I used it with some friends, and they said it deflates a little at night. Me, okay. CL, I think it had a hole in it. We haven't been able to use it because it deflates. I wasn't sure if I should contact you, but lots of my friends encouraged me to. Me, getting frustrated and needing to get back to work. Is there something you need? CL, yes, I'd like my money back. You sold me a defective product. Me, no, I didn't. I told you all the details of the product, gave you a very fair price, and you tested it out yourself before buying it. I also haven't heard from you for over a year. CL, well, I called to try to give you a chance to do the right thing here. Me, the right thing. I haven't heard from you in a year. If you had an issue in the first week after I'd sold it to you, I might be willing to refund you. At this point, anything could have happened to it. CL, well, that is very disappointing. I really think you should refund me because there was a hole in it. Me, I'm not refunding your money. I hung up and blocked her number. I'm sure she's still out there, counting her pennies and trying to reach me. Don't you just hate it when people bring less than the agreed upon price? Stupid tactic and waste of time for both parties. Also, I'm really concerned about those friends of the beggar that encouraged her to contact Opus. On to the 6th story shared by you/Hattiesock. You, Hattiesock. Friend's sister thinks she's entitled to stuff because she has such a hard life. I'm browsing FB and notice a friend's sister had tagged me in a comment. Turns out it's for a raffle for a local school charity. And she's bought a few tickets and wants others to buy them too. Fair enough. A few days later, I notice that my feed is taken up with her making post after post about how she really wishes she could win the hot tub that is first prize because it would really benefit her daughter. She was born a couple of months early. She has issues with hearing, but aside from that is fine, and how awful it is that she just can't afford something like that. And nothing ever goes their way. They have to cars, satellite TV, just had a wedding at a fancy country hotel, etc., etc. To me, these things are luxuries, not essentials. She lives in a modest house, and her husband has a decent job. The day before the raffle is drawn, she makes a giant post about how she's really desperate to win this hot tub and she doesn't know what she'll do if she doesn't win it, and is implying everyone she knows to donate the hot tub to her, should they win. The day of the raffle arrives, and behold, she wins the hot tub, rigged much. She makes a long post about how grateful she is, and that the angels are looking down on her, and her daughter will be so happy, but it's not as big as they need it to be, and the one she was looking at on a website is much better, and she really wishes it was that one instead. She implores her friends to ask the organizers to swap the hot tub for the better one. An organizer replies and says that it was donated, and if she got in touch with the company, they would upgrade it for the difference in price. She argues that as the mother of a disabled child, she can't afford it, and was hoping the organizers could use some of the funds from the raffle to get the upgrade. They decline. Oh well. A few months later, she makes a post that she has a hot tub for sale for X amount of $. The organizers of the raffle spot the post and comment that the hot tub didn't cost that much, brand new, and they were disappointed that she was selling it after begging people to have it. She justifies the price by saying she has a disabled child and they need the cash more, and that it's too big to keep on their property, and it's more of an inconvenience, and they've never used it anyway. Someone offers her the price and they arrange a time for collection, and the buyer agrees. She then asks him if there is any way he would just give her the money and let her keep the hot tub because it's vital to her disabled child's welfare that she have a hot tub. Onto the 7th story shared by you/Kai Franos. Literal choosing beggar, but it's actually awesome. For setup, I park for work in a giant car park that's shared by a McDonald's and a supermarket. The supermarket also has a sandwich deli that serves fresh, huge, pretty healthy sandwich and similar products. This was after work, and I was famished, so decided to be naughty and grab a snack from the McDonald's. As I was doing so, I got stopped by a beggar, asking if I could help him out with some food. I'm somewhat jaded with encounters such as this, so I say I can get him a specific thing from McDonald's if he's happy to take that, not just offering cash or going to get badgered. The beggar looks nervous, clears his throat, and says he would prefer something different. If possible, sandwiches from the deli are more filling and healthy than a McDonald's snack. If possible, and only if possible, would I mind getting him a sandwich from the deli instead of a cheeseburger or whatever. Dude looked so ashamed and nervous about asking me to go an extra step on his behalf. But he was right. I tell the dude to not sweat it and wait right there. As I'm making the order at the deli, I tell the worker about the whole thing. She finds it so sweet, she gives me 3 sandwiches for the price of one to take out to the guy. The guy tears up when he sees the small feast I've brought out for him, and I tell him to thank the deli worker as well, since she contributed too. He mutely offers me one of the sandwiches, and we go back and forth for a bit. He's insistent that this is so nice I need to have one to enjoy myself too. It's only dropped when I point out that the sandwiches were specifically a gift from the deli to him. It would be stealing if I took them. So, the guy was, literally, a choosing beggar. I was going to offer him a cheeseburger or some chicken nuggets. He specifically tried to choose something else. It was also one of the nicest moments in my life. Onto the final story shared by you/Booboness. Only $5. Oh, sorry, my mistake. This happened earlier today. I had dropped my daughter off at an event and had about 90 minutes to kill. So I decided to head one town over to pick up a few geocaches that had been taunting me. After my second cache hunt, I parked across the street from a little bodega to see where I should try my luck next. As I'm going through the nearby geocaches on my phone, I noticed a man begging for money from passers-by outside of the bodega. I found a likely cache, then decided to buy a bottle of water at the bodega Sidebar, I drive a 2010 Chrysler 300 degrees Celsius odd. I inherited the car from my mother when she passed away in December 2017. It's not the type of car that I would buy for myself, but it runs well and I have few complaints about it, so I drive it. I left my car, crossed the street, and sure enough, the guy asked me for some money, for some food. I was feeling generous, and it was a nice day, so I reached into my wallet and handed him a $5 bill. Given the neighborhood, the odds were good that he'd use it for drugs, but whatever. I went inside, bought my water, and left. As I walked out, the man stopped me. "Man, hey brother, you have anything else for me?" "Me, excuse me? Man, I mean, you must have lots of money, driving that big car of yours." "Me, didn't I just give you $5? "Man, yeah man, but that's chump change. I'll bet you've got plenty more on you right now." Me casually takes a step back. "So you'd rather have something other than the $5 I gave you?" "Man, yeah, how about it?" Me, smiling, "Sure thing," pulls out wallet. "Where's that 5 I gave you?" Man, hands me back the $5 bill. Me, takes the bill. "I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry." Puts $5 bill back into wallet. Pockets wallet. "Have a great day," and with that, I turned and went back to my car. I was about halfway across the street when the guy started yelling at me. I turned and waved, more to make sure he wasn't chasing after me than to goad him on, but he just stood there, yelling racist comments at me. By the time I got in my car and pulled away, he was standing on the street cursing me out. I waved and left. That's it for today. Thanks for watching till the end. Reddicks love you.